To transfer this into a real project, let's have a look at the demo I will show you throughout this course. First, here's a verbal description. In this demo, in this RESTful service we will build together throughout this course, users should be able to create, update and delete meetings, and other users should be able to register and unregister for any created meeting. Lastly, you should also have a possibility to retrieve data about all meetings, just a list of meetings, and data about an individual meeting. So some information even though you might not be registered for it. I think this is a pretty concise description of a basic meeting scheduler API, a service which you could really use and which offers the core features such a meeting scheduler should have. I want to think about the API endpoints I really need. So the finished product is this meeting scheduler. The first set of API endpoints, which makes sense in my opinion, are the endpoints to create, update and delete a meeting. Because this is what I would expect from such a service. And as it was written down on the slide before, this is what each user should be able to do. The next section of necessary API endpoints is probably about user registration. Because what's the worth of our meeting scheduler if we can create meeting but not register for it? Probably not that high, right? So in order to increase that worth a little bit, it makes sense to have two additional API endpoints. One for registering for a meeting and of course one for unregistering because our plans might change and we no longer want to attend this meeting. Now for all these 5 API endpoints to really work, we also need users, right? So we need an API endpoint to create a user so that we actually have someone to create, update and delete meetings as well as other users to register or unregister for it. Finally, I can think of 2 more API endpoints which make sense and which were written down on the previous slide. Getting a list of all meetings and data about individual meetings. Because you probably want to be able to have a peek or a look at a certain meeting before you register, and these API endpoints give you this chance. I think that is a good API, and it is the API we will build throughout this course.